Well, that was a shame. You're right, lads. This is the GeordieJedi here. Today, I'm back. Newcastle United played Stoke City at home, drew 1-1, and it's a weird one. There are positives to take from the match, and there are one or two negatives. Because to be honest, well, we should have won it, but we did pretty much the one thing that you know, it seems like managers think that it's the best thing to do, but we fans will kind of know that it's one of the fucking worst things you can do. If you want to stay in the league, you do not do what I'll probably explain in a moment. Started off with exactly the same first team as we did against Hull City. Kind of fair enough. Me and my mate are always saying that Perez needs backup. Someone like Cisse up with him as well. Because Perez didn't score today, and personally, I blame Carver and Pardew together. Because Pardew played him up by himself, and then Carver just followed suit. He does need somebody, whether a midfielder or striker, to back him up and give him some room. Because in fairness, Perez had a pretty good game, but there's only so much you can do when probably about 3 out of 4 defenders are watching him. And this is Stoke City. Defensively is probably one of their strong suits. They're pretty good at defence. So then, we'll come out to the game, play the first half. Nothing exciting, really. I mean, the referee did seem to, I wouldn't say necessarily favour us, but quite a few decisions did go our way, and then quite a few decisions went against us. There were some obvious fouls that, didn't happen. That weren't fouls according to the referee. But, game went on. As I say, first half was pretty dull. There wasn't, Newcastle maybe had one chance. Stoke City maybe had one chance. There wasn't much in it. We seemed on top in general, but it didn't look. It was a 0-0 was probably about right for the first half. Went into the half-time show when somebody, fell over twice, which actually there was actually pretty good. There was some guy who, it had full goal. It had the 4 holes, 2 on the top, 2 on the bottom. There were 2 people. One guy just put them all away, as simple as you like. Just went for the lower bit, less points, went for it. And then the third guy, he either missed completely. He did score one because it slipped underneath the thing and didn't count. And then twice he slipped over. So that was pretty funny. Probably, unfortunately, it's probably the best part of for the first 50, maybe 6, for the first hour, it was probably the best part we'd ever seen. Came out in the second half. In fairness, Stoke City actually probably looked better to begin with in the second half. They looked more up for it than we did. But eventually, it came to the 75th minute. Cabela went off, who had a really good game today, similar against Hull. Didn't get his goal, but him and Perez were probably the 2 people that looked like they were trying to make things happen. They'd take on their men. Cabela and Perez had beat them as well. Perez in particular, he seemed just to always get out of these kind of situations, and he'd just go for it, and he'd fucking do something with it. But, eventually, both of them pretty much just kept getting outnumbered. Cabela went off. Obertan back after his, pretty nasty injury. He came back. Pretty much set up the first goal. Cisse had come on as well, specifically for Anita, and he brought Perez that backup that Perez needed, and in fairness, we did look a bit better once Perez ended up going deeper. It sort of became a 4-4-1-1 kind of thing with Perez behind Cisse, but he looked happier. He should have done this from the very start, Carver, but, Obertan, on the right wing, passes the ball inside to Cisse, who'd apparently already fallen over because he was fouled. Got straight back up, passed it back to Kolbach. Kolbach left-footed, first-time shot, took it, went to the far left side, in off the post. Beautiful shot. I mean, seriously, Kolbach, he doesn't score a huge amount of goals, but the ones he does, sometimes a fucking good shot. Put it in 1-0. We looked good for it overall, but I wouldn't say we were exactly running away with it. We didn't look... 1-0 was about right, if it had ended that way. Then, as I was saying at the very start, we did the one thing that every fan knows we shouldn't do, is back off. We went back to the defensive. Annoyingly enough, Obertan had a fucking amazing chance, and it ended up going on the counter-attack. Sissoko put through a semi-decent ball to Obertan. It wasn't the best. Ended up in front of Begovic. Is the defender who watching Obertan slid past him. Begovic went down. Obertan kept it. He tried to pass it back inside to Sissoko, but their defence did well. If you're watching Match of the Day, you'll see what I mean. It wasn't just we were idiots or Newcastle. You know, the players were idiots. It was that, in fairness, Stoke City got back and they did enough to put one. Obertan should have taken the shot on in the first place. He didn't. Cost were in the end. 89th minute. Perez is now on the left wing for some unknown reason, because Sami Amiobi went off for Mehdi Abid. Perez on the left wing tries to stop a ball in. He can't, you know. And then Peter Crouch, who'd come on, ends up in a header battle with Daryl Janmaat. Why the fuck was Daryl Janmaat marking Crouch? Went to the other side. In fairness to Crouch, it was a fair header, but he wasn't under much pressure. Where the fuck was Williamson in this case? Colaccini was, you know, cruel. It went over cruel. Colaccini was there, but it sort of... He headed it, but it hit off the top bar and ended up going back in anyways. It was Crouch's goal, but Colaccini was kind of in a position to stop it. 1-1, 89th minute. 4 minutes added time. Ends there. At the start of this game, I'd have taken a draw because I knew Stoke City were in a bit of form. You know, Jonathan Waters had scored a hat-trick the previous game. You know, Stoke City were doing alright for themselves. But as soon as we were 1-0 up, I thought we could go on to win this. But we did it again. We backed off and it fucked up. Why did managers think this is the best thing to do? It does work sometimes. But for me, the best thing, it's not taking risks, sort of, to attack. You know, you can't go all out attack. Obviously, we're not asking that. We're asking you to maybe play the possession game a bit. That'd be the perfect defense against that kind of situation, is to hold the ball, but not just fucking long ball it and hope it fucking works. Buy with that 5 extra seconds. Guess what? If you kept the ball, you could buy with an extra 2 minutes instead of 5 seconds before they come back. Anyways, tad annoying day, but overall, as I said, I'd have taken a draw at the end of the day, so I should be content with it. But, you know, when he could have won it. Anyways, this has been the GeordieJedi. Leave a like if you can, it really helps. Subscribe for more videos. May the force be with you.